Я надеюсь, всем видно название данного судна. Насколько я знаю, ходит под флагом России General Cargo. Итак, господа.
Russian cargo ship, Ursa Major, sank near Spain after an explosion occurred in the engine room. It is reported that the Russian dry cargo ship wrecked in international waters between Spain and Algeria. 14 crew members were rescued, 2 are missing. The ship, which left St. Petersburg 12 days ago and was headed for Vladivostok, had an explosion in the engine room. OSINT analysts say the vessel was carrying to Vladivostok hatches for the nuclear reactor of the Project 10510 nuclear icebreaker and 2 port mobile cranes with a capacity of up to 120 tons. Ursa Major is a universal dry cargo ship of Ro-Ro-Lo-Lo class, horizontal and vertical loading, designed for transportation of cargoes of various classes. For many years, the cargo vessel had been involved in transporting military equipment and weapons for Russian forces in Syria.
Итак, господа, пишу сообщить вам. 23 декабря 2024 года Валкер с нечитаемым названием покинут экипажем в Средиземном море, далеко от пролива Гибралтар. Покинут экипажем на шлюпке, которую спасает вот тот пароход. Ну а мы, как и многие другие пароходы, все бросили и на подхвате. Вот такие дела, такая вот жизнь. Работа в море. Неизвестно, что там произошло. Очевиден крен на левый борт, который повышается. Возможно, скоро затворит. Кто что видит, подскажите. Я надеюсь, всем видно название данного судна. Насколько я знаю, ходит под флагом России General Cargo.
It seems the Russians are feeling quite sad about this. For context on the loss of Ursa Major, this was the flagship of the Oberon Logistica fleet and the largest vessel in its lineup. There simply isn't a larger universal Ro-Ro-Lo-Lo class cargo ship capable of horizontal and vertical loading. Along with the ship, the cranes destined for the Vladivostok terminal and luxury hatches for icebreakers went to the bottom. Ursa Major's task in the Far East was to fulfill state objectives related to developing port infrastructure and the Northern Sea Route, which are now quite evidently disrupted. A Russian soldier collects drinkable water before sharing a meal among the corpses of his comrades. Supplies are not provided, and he is not allowed to leave his position. Yesterday, the occupiers, with the forces of 2 mechanized columns, tried to expand the bridgehead on the left bank of the Oskil River. Ukrainian warriors engaged 9 BMP-2 units, 8 damaged and 1 destroyed, and 3 tanks, 1 damaged and 2 destroyed. 18 occupiers were eliminated, and 6 more were wounded. The attack was repelled by the Achilles UAV system of the 92nd Mechanized Brigade, along with the 1st Bohun Brigade Buravi and the 205th Battalion of the 241st Territorial Defense Brigade. Russian forces continue to advance in the western part of Donetsk Oblast. They have seized more towns south and southwest of Pokrovsk and southwest of Kurakov, where the Ukrainians have retreated to the north bank of the Suki-Yali River. The seizure of Uspanivka Junction de facto prevents Ukrainian soldiers remaining in areas cut off by the enemy from coming to their aid. Russian troops have also approached Velika Novosilka from the south and southwest, and according to some sources, they are a few hundred meters away from physically cutting the last supply route for the Ukrainian grouping in the area of this town from Zaporizhzhia region. Russia has established a bridgehead on the right, western bank of the Oskil River north of Kupiansk. Fighting for the local road junction of Dvorichna is ongoing. The systematic expansion of this bridgehead, it is about 5 kilometers long, and the progress at Dvorichna indicate that the Russian landing attempts on the right bank of the Oskil in previous weeks were of a reconnaissance nature, aimed at testing the possibility of a landing. Removal of the bridgehead would require the Ukrainian command to draw on additional forces, which currently appears to be beyond the local capabilities of the defenders. The Special Operations Forces revealed the notebook of a North Korean soldier eliminated in the Kursk region. The notebook belonged to Gyeong Hong-jong, a North Korean fighter killed in action. Before his death, he wrote a birthday greeting card for another soldier, Song Ji-myung. In his notebook, the deceased soldier wrote about leaving his homeland and currently being in Russia. Trump wants to avoid repeating the experience of the Minsk agreements, said incoming special envoy for Ukraine and Russia, Keith Kellogg. In an interview with Fox Business, he said that previous peace talks on Ukraine, including the Minsk process, have failed miserably, and Trump is not going to follow that path, but wants a sustainable peace.
The president is very, very consistent about what he wants, and that is to stop the killing and bring peace to the region. It's his #1 international priority. But he wants a peace that's going to be fair, it's going to be sustainable, it's going to be secure. We've seen peace processes happen in the past, or they've tried to, with Ukraine and Russia in the Minsk process, and it's failed miserably. The president's not going to go there. He understands the importance of this. He understands the importance of the relations he's got with his allies and also with Vladimir Putin as well. And he's the man who can bring this to a conclusion, and I really believe he will in a relatively near term.
Putin continues making the axis of evil stronger. Russia and Iran announced that they plan to sign a comprehensive agreement on January 19th. There have been numerous forecasts that this will mean Iran's full access to Russian nuclear technologies and getting new types of weapons. Will Russia sign on to defend Iran's territory and vice versa? The possible date to sign this agreement has been chosen deliberately, a day before Trump's inauguration. Will that impact Trump wanting a meeting with Putin? Russians are unable to afford food due to rising prices. In Lubrzee, a customer was detained for stealing butter. In a hypermarket, a man took several packages of butter from a shelf and went behind the checkout line. The customer did not pay for the butter. The store's security guard saw this and pressed the panic button. A 38-year-old resident of Lubrzee was detained and sent to the police.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Every day. We had a guy last week, it's 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.